Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8Live Esports. Today we're joined with SNRC for round 5 of the 15th. It's for the Singapore Grand Prix. Sorry about it, just a bit of a late start getting into qualifying, guys. So yeah, we're in our short qualifying session already. 30 minutes left in the session as we see AMG Records getting disqualified from the session apparently. So he's going to be out without even making any sort of lap time. Let's get a few of our stats up on screen. And let's see what our grid looks like and what sort of lap times we already have coming in from most of our drivers here. So we got ART Russell currently holding a 135.5. We got TTM with a 135.596 there. So just about 700 of a second slower one than one Russell just did. So quite an interesting time as well there. We're going to have a look, see where the rest of the drivers are going to come in. We got Sullivan with a 135.7, just about 2/10 slower. Kiziato with a 135.764, just exactly about 300 of a second slower there. Boyd with a 136.1, Snowball 136.8, and then Lord 127.4. And now let's see, someone there just went in the middle. I think Badger there just went into P3 with a 135.6, not too bad of a time. Lord there 137.4, Frazier 139, puts him in 9th for now. And we're following on with Brembo right now as he is working on his hot lap, and let's see what sort of time he's about to get here as he now goes into 9th with a 137.1. Gonna have to try and get maybe an improved time in as the session progresses through. Let's see who else is currently running. We got a briefing car running on a lap here as well, I think, and he's at sector 3, so we're going to watch as he finishes this lap at the moment. There's going to be 19 drivers in for this race session before we get started with the race pretty soon. Just about 11 and just about 11 minutes left in this session already. So we know the short qualifier session does not really take too long. It kind of just flies by very quickly. And lap times here being about just over a minute and a half. Drivers do have to get a move on, and I think everyone got out pretty early in the session and started to make their lap times in. So that's 7 for briefing cow so far with a 135.9. And currently we got Grimmy, Dizzle, and Leo on outlaps here. All gonna be starting on their hot lap pretty soon. We're gonna see where they go when they do decide when they actually get started with the hot lap. I want to see how far up the grid are that they're gonna be, what sort of time they're gonna be making. We did have a excellent 100% race just a few days back right here at Singapore from the Thursday Night Race Club TNRC. Those guys did an excellent drive here and was some very, very difficult conditions as well. Video is available there if you guys do want to have a look at it. So yeah, it was actually a pretty great race, and hopefully we'll have a pretty great race here as well again today for the 50% with SNRC. Because we got a great grid of drivers, and I'm quite sure we're going to have an excellent start when we do get started this race, because lap times already seem to be very, very competitive with those 135s, which we're seeing they're starting from a 135.5 going down to a 135.9, just about 4/10 between each other the time there, so not too bad at all. We'll see how well they all get on and get started with it. So currently we're following on with Grimmy here as he's getting on a go with his hot lap, and let's see, hopefully he's not gonna do be invalidating the lap, and hopefully he does finish on through to the end. So we'll have a look on how that continues on for him. Okay, sorry about that. So yes, let's see what we missed there. So Grimmy just went fastest with a 135.3, about 2 tenths faster than what Russell did. So an excellent qualifying time from him. Looks like the race at Singapore on Thursday paid off for him with a lot of practice around this track. We got Dizzle. He has just invalidated his lap, so he's gonna have to try that again. Has enough time to get that done. We got Liam here currently down about 15. Has no lap time as yet, and I think he's on his lap still at the moment here. So let's have a look. Actually, think he's trying to get his lap in right now. We got Rapaz is currently on his out lap, and we got Cheeky Giraffe there, still in the pits. He's gonna need to get out and get a lap in. And yeah, Liam is working on his lap here right now. Just did a purple sector 1. So on for a pretty interesting lap. So let's see if he's able to finish and put that car maybe on pole or at least in the top 3 to top 5. It's gonna be interesting to see how it actually plays out for him. So let's get back on the overhead view and see where he's gonna be going on board here. I think it's been quite an interesting session so far. I gotta say, I'm looking at these lap times. All these 135s are gonna be quite interesting for that race start when you do get through. Because remember, as we did before with TNRC, it's not too much of a long run getting down into turn 1, and it's a bit tricky through the first few 3 turns at least. And that's a purple sector 2 so far for Liam there. Yeah, as I was saying, it's kind of tricky getting through the first few turns there, at least first 3, and it's gonna be interesting to see how many drivers going wide with it and how much contact we're gonna have between cars. And there are going to be 19 drivers on track, so just one driver shy of having a full grid. So always interesting when we have such a packed grid to get started with a race. Well, let's see how that goes. Well, I think we got Liam going back into the pits here right now, not finishing this lap, unfortunately. And I think he was on for a pretty good lap. We got Requaz and both Dizzle as well on laps here at the moment. Let's follow on with Requaz here and let's see where he is going to go on track. So far as it is, at least for top 5, I got Grimmy in P1, provisional pole start for him so far. We got Russell there in 2nd. We got TTM in 3rd. We got Badger there 4th, Sullivan in 5th. Currently Kisiato down in 6th. Smitty currently in 7th. Leo currently 8th. Briefing Cow currently in 9th. Lloyd is currently 10th. Bird in 11th for now. Frazier in 12th. Snowball in 13th. And Brembo currently in 14th. I know quite a lot of these drivers are going to definitely be trying to improve their time before the end of this session here. We got just about 5.5 minutes left in qualifying right now. Smitty now goes fastest and takes away provisional pole away from Grimmy. Does a 134.7. So finally gets it into the 134 here now. So let's see if anyone else is actually able to do that before this session comes to a close, which is going to be very, very short because that timer is really counting down and it's not going to be a lot of time left. So I think majority of our cars are in the pits right now. They might all be getting out for one more go for it around here for Singapore. And I think it should be maybe a few more interesting lap times coming in. Maybe those 136 will be changing some 135s, and we'll probably see some more 134s around here if we're lucky here. So we'll see how that works out. As for Cross only does a 138, so not good enough as yet. So he's gonna have to try that again. Briefing Cow now goes way faster with 134.4, 3 tenths faster than what Smitty just did. So a much more faster time. Takes a provisional pole for now. And let's go on down to Frazier. He's invalidated. This is invalidated this lap, so we're gonna have to wait on them. And we might have Requaz here on another lap. I think we have already a few more drivers from the top of the grid getting back out to try and get their lap times in here. Once again, guys, sorry about the very slight delay getting started a few minutes later in qualifying there. Okay, so let's see what else has been happening so far. So far, we still got Briefing Cow holding on to that provisional pole with a 134.4. We got quite a few more drivers back in the pits, and let's see, some of these drivers are getting back out. Let's follow on with TTM Raul here. I think Raul might be on a hot lap at the moment. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think he's on a hot lap and going. So let's see how he finishes this lap. So he's still in sector 1 there, I think. Not a proper sector, but let's see how the rest of the track does go for him. Might still be on for a pretty good lap. And we got Badger as well, I think. Oh, and Badger has invalidated his lap. He's further down on the field, but yeah, he's invalidated his lap. So unfortunate for him, he's gonna have to try that once again. So guys, we got just about a minute and a half left in this session. And so far so good, I gotta say, for qualifying with the lap times that I'm seeing here. I do expect a very, very competitive race start here at Singapore for round 5 for SNRC. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully no safety car or VSC. We do like it when everyone gets through cleanly on the opening lap, which I think is what's going to happen here. We might have some minor contact. That is kind of expected to happen. I think it's going to be a dry start here compared to what we had with TNRC. So might change things up just a bit, and we'll see how good that start actually goes. And this is TTM Raw going across for 125.572 and doesn't seem to improve upon that. So he's going to have to hold on for that for now. Yeah, so we know Badger has invalidated his lap. Where is Liam right now? He's running another lap, and definitely is so. So let's follow with him and see if he's able to improve upon his 135.7. We also got Kiziato, Sullivan, and we got Grimmy, we got Smitty, and Briefing Cow all on their out laps right now. So they're trying to get one more good lap in before this session finally comes off to a close here. And wouldn't put it past them. All of these drivers on track are pretty fast, so we do expect to see maybe a few tenths increase in their lap time. Just saving that amount of time and trying to get a position or two up before we get to that final race starter. So let's see what's going to happen. Lorda is out of the session. Probably retired from the session right there in the pits. Happy with his time, or not thinking he's going to be able to make a better time. Have a look and see how that's gonna go here. So still following on with and there we have it. So qualifying is officially over here, guys. We're just on a bit of overtime with everyone who's currently running a lap to finish whatever lap they're doing here right now. We're just I think the best thing I just advise, just keep your eyes on the leaderboard that we have on the left hand side of the screen there to see what's going to be changing, because we're gonna have to just see who's going to make a faster lap or not. And Liam is going into the pit, so definitely not making a faster lap right now. Following on with Kiziato over here, he's currently in 8th with a 135.7. I want to see if he's going to be making a faster lap or not. So Russell and Badger and Raquaz and Cheeky Giraffe, they're out of the session. Reckless has been disqualified from this when we joined on the session, and Cheeky Giraffe didn't make a lap time. That's a purple sector 2 so far from Kiziato here. So let's see if he's able to make a proper sector 3 in as well, and maybe get at least into the top 3 with his race start. I'm trying to keep an eye on the leaderboard as well to see if we have anyone jumping up a position or two. Alright, so we got Kiziato about to go across the line here, and he goes P3 at 134.8. Where is Briefing Cow right now? He's about to go back across the line and improves even on his time by 4 tenths, goes 134.071, a way faster time. And who else is currently running? Maybe Sullivan is. No, he's getting back into the pits. So I think that's it, guys, for qualifying here. It looks like Briefing Cow might be on a pole position start here. It's Smitty in second and Kiziato there in third. But we'll wait on our final results just to confirm that. I think we're just waiting maybe for one driver. I think it's a Bird to retire from the pits there so we can get on to... Bird and Sullivan have to retire before we can get on to the race session here. Okay, so let's see what our grid start results look like. So we got Briefing Cow starting on pole, fastest lap in the session at 134.071. Smitty's going to start in second. Kiziato starting in third. Alongside him is going to be Grimmy in fourth, Russell in fifth, TTM Rawl in sixth. We got Badger in seventh, Sullivan in eighth, Liam in ninth, Dizzle in 10th, Leo in 12th. We got Lord in 12th. Leon 11th, Bird in 13th, Fraser 14th, Snowball in 15th, Brumbo 16th, Request in 17th, Cheeky Giraffe in 18th, and AMG Reckless there in 19th position there. So that's going to be it for our starting grid, guys. We're about to get on straight into our formation lap and the race session in just a bit, and we can have a look at what tires these guys will be starting on. Top 2 is going to be starting on softs. We got Kisian on a whole different strategy with this medium, so we'll see how the top 3 get off when we do get to that race start in just a bit here, guys. Okay, so currently heading through on our formation lap here, and we just got everyone just warming up their tires just a bit to see a bit of weaving around just to make sure that everything is up to temperature. Looks like Briefing Cow is in a bit of a hurry to get back to the starting grid, doesn't want to be waiting too long around and just having those tires get cold, because but he needs to keep the grid as close as possible to him just to make sure that the last car doesn't take too long to get set up there. So he's gonna have to just be careful with about that as well, how far away he does go from them, and just sure that well, we're just gonna wait for everyone to just get reset, and then we're gonna be getting ready to go. So 19 drivers on the grid for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix for round 5 of 15 for SNRC, guys. Should be an excellent race here. And yeah, so Briefing Cow on pole, Smitty in second, Kiziato there in third, Grimmy in fourth, and Russell in fifth. We'll see how those top 5 get away as we're about to get underway here right now with this race. Let's get back lap data on. I would assume that's keeping that on there, and I think that's just about everything I do tend to keep on. So we'll work with that and see how well this is about to go here. Okay, so they're off. Let's see how Briefing Cow and Smitty are getting away, as Briefing Cow seems to get away pretty well in the tournament, but I got Kiziato coming up on them as well, trying to get up into second place, and Smitty trying to defend, and looks like, let's see who got up there. Someone did get up quite a few positions or not, I'm not sure. I know Grimmy got up into third there right now, Kiziato back down into fourth, and they're going to continue on that way. Briefing Cow continues to lead the race though, and I think the rest of the grid have gotten by pretty well. I'm just trying to follow with Grimmy and Smitty right now. These two are actually pretty close together, with Kiziato coming behind Grimmy now, trying to come alongside him and get by up a place, but still not unfortunately able to get that done as yet, as we got TTM Ross also very close behind. So he's pushing on through to try and keep up with the rest of the grid as we go on through. We're going to just follow with the rest of the grid on the behind and here and see what's happening. We got Russell just behind TTM Rawl as well. He's trying to keep up. So quite a train of cars as we go on through. And yep, we got Russell. He's very close behind Rawl right now. Sullivan coming behind him. So just a bit of a train between most of these cars as we continue to go on through here. And a very close gap as they go on to the rest of lap 1, and thankfully we didn't have our leaderboard get mixed up as yet. So we're going to continue on through and try to follow as much as we can. We got Briefing Cow out front. He's taking the lead of the race. Continue on with his lead, actually, where he started in P1. And he's getting a bit of a lead going ahead. 1.2 second his gap is already. Smitty already getting a second of a gap over Grimmy as well. And the rest of them are trying to build a gap upon each other as they continue to on through this session here right now. Everyone is just trying to work as much as they can to build their gaps. And I think Diesel might have just lost a position there. We got Lord in 13, and I think he's trying to get him a position on Snowball. It looks like he just did. And Diesel is all the way down to 17th right now. Something's happened to Diesel down in the back, and he's trying to get back going here right now. He's back. He's into the pits there right now. So let's get back out front and see what's happening here. Our leaderboard is starting to get a big mixed up right now, so let's just ignore that for the moment. Not I'm sure why that's happening at this point in the race, but we're just going to ignore that for now. Let's get on down to Russell here, who's actually still pretty close behind TTM Rawl, trying to fight it out for a position here. Of course, our position I'm not 100% sure as yet because the leaderboard just went mixed up. Briefing Cow showing third, but he currently is in first and running. So we just wait for that to get reset, and there we go. It's back. We set it again. There we got our delta times back on so we can see what's going on. So yeah, I think our closest gap following out front is with Russell and Rawl, and we got Snowball about to go by Brembo down in the back here. Let's have a look at that right now, see if he's able to get by. Has a racing point with Bird in behind him, coming trying to get that position up for 14th as well. So he's gonna have to be very careful not to lose that position on trying to get by. We got Russell think about to get by, go alongside TTM Rawl, and let's see if he gets on the inside. Doesn't, has to stay behind on the race line for now, and does get a penalty as well though, trying to get on that position up. Might have exceeded track limits a little way too much there, and has a penalty for that. I think that's going to just be a 3-second. We got Bird trying to get back a Snowball down for 14th position right now, and that might actually be happening in just a bit. The gap is actually staying constant at exactly 1 contender. Let's see what's happening here exactly. How are they keeping that gap so constant? I'm not sure. It's actually going away. Maybe just a bit of a glitch, but it's not showing. Oh, and someone's lost a bit of front wing out in front there. I'm not sure who that was, but definitely some debris flying off from a car out in front a little further on, and might be here between Lord and Frazier. I'm not sure. These two are actually pretty close together and fighting it out for 11th position as they continue on through this race right now. And let's get on board and let's see what's happening. We got Lord in the Mercedes and Frazier in the Renault. They're about to get overtaken. We got Lord and Frazier going side by side, and looks like Lord might have the outside and Frazier on the inside. Let's see if he outbreaks. A bit of contact between the two of them, and they go on through still side by side, as I think Lord might have gone just a little bit wide and has the inside on the next turn. And we still got Frazier coming alongside him. Oh, now gets up back on the race lane behind and gives the position up. So that's Lord up to 11. Frazier down into 12th position finally there for him. Unfortunately, not able to get back in position as well. Now we know it's very, very difficult to overtake on his track, so drivers are going to have to be careful where they do attempt to make an overtake stick here. And we got Leo getting very close to Sullivan here as well. Gaps are starting to build a little more out front as we're trying to follow on with Sullivan and I think with Leo here. And let's see how this is working out with the two of them. Of course, we still have Russell and Rawl out in front. They're still chasing each other down. Brembo and Frazier are still in a bit of a battle as well here, because Brembo is catching up to Frazier now since he got overtaken by Lord there. And let's actually have a look at that battle as it continues on through. And Bird is trying to get up in it as well for the 13th position. Let's see how that's going to play out. It's actually pretty close between a lot of cars here right now. Out front we got Smitty, and I think Smitty's in the pits right now. I don't know if he has any damage, but Smitty is in the pits here right now. We got quite a few pit stops actually happening on lap 4 right now. It's a 31 lap race, and we're only on lap 4, and we got a few pit stops happening. So let's see what's happening with Smitty here. Is he having a wing change? No, he's just changing off tires and going on to the mediums already. Is he going to push the end of the race on those mediums? We're not sure. We're going to see how that works. So we got Grimmy coming back out to the pits as well, coming out on the mediums. So are the soft tires giving up this fast on this track around Singapore here? So we'll see how that's working out with the rest of the grid. Let's put tires on actually to see what's happening here. So we got two more cars still running on the soft tires, which just started on. We haven't had a safety car. We haven't had a VSC. We're running pretty well so far. Everyone got away pretty well on the race start. Let's go down to Badger here in 5th. Trying to go side by side, I think, with Russell and gets by up into P4. Russell had made a bit of a mistake there, and Liam gets by as well up into P5. Russell is down to 6th position right now. So he's lost 2 positions on that mistake that he just made there. And that's going to cost him a bit. So and also he does have that penalty to deal with, so we'll see how that works out for him. Let's go on down to Board there and Snowball in 12th and 13th position. These two are fighting it out. And we also got Frazier and Brembo still fighting it out now for 10th position, of course. So battle is going to get a little more heated as they are fighting positions in the top 10 at the moment here. So far so good in this race, so can't complain. We got a lot of good battles going on. We had a great start to the race. We got all 19 drivers in it still on lap 4:31 and going through. We'll see how well they do finish. We got Briefing Cal currently into the pits with his soft tires. It seems like the soft tires are not lasting very long here around Singapore right now on this race. It is a bit tough on tires, but we'll see how badly it's actually going here. Bird and Snowball, I think, getting into it a bit here. Let's see what's happening with them. I think Bird was trying to go on the inside, and Bird does have a car in front of him as well. And Bird gets past Russell actually. Russell, I think, might be disconnected from his car right now. I'm not sure what's happening with him. Let's have a look on board. It seems like he is disconnected or having some issues. I'm not sure. Let's continue on with him. Lord and Sullivan seem to have switched position for 6th place here. So that is Lord up to 6th position right now. Sullivan is now down to 7th. And they'll continue on through that way. So we got Liam running just about half a second behind Badger. He's trying to catch up and get that position up if he can. AMG Reckless gets past Russell's disconnected car there as well. He's up in the 12th place right now. And up from the start, we're going to follow on with Brembo. He's just about half a second actually behind Frazier, with Snowball about a minute behind him. So trying to see how this battle is playing out. We got Frazier just close to about half a second behind Sullivan there for P7 as well. So a bit of a battle between them. We can see Bird and I think Snowball coming down at the back. The two of them just switch positions there. And we see Snowball trying to get the position back right now. Let's get on board with him. and see how close he's able to get to Bird right now. And we got Brembo about to go past Frazier here. Oh, and a bit of contact, I think, between them. The Renault has lost some end plates on his front wing, and maybe some more damage there as well. We did see some debris flying off. We'll see how badly that's going. He cuts the track to get through and is on the corner, probably going into the pits there right now. And so does the Ferrari of Brembo as well. They both might have, yeah, they both have damage right now. And fighting it to go through into the pits. This Ferrari does enter first and Frazier behind. So both of them took damage off of that minor contact that happened on track there while they were fighting for that position. Let's go on back off to Liam here, currently in P4, and we got Badger in P3 fighting it out with TTM Aral for P2 right now for second place in this race. Kiziauda currently holding on to the lead of the race after the few pit stops that we had happen in the race so far. So he's driving pretty well up there in P1, but does have some company. Let's see, where is he? Oh, he has about 8 seconds of a gap. TT and Ron has some company behind him right now, which are following on with, because he has Badger and Liam right up to the rear of his car at the moment and looking to get by. So we're going to follow on board overhead with Badger's car right now to see how that battle is progressing on. But so far, so good for the entire grid. I got to say, everyone battling it through, trying to fight as much as they can for a position. We got a few cars getting onto the hard tires down in the back there, and a few cars went down to the mediums on their pit stops. So far, we got a number of penalties in this race given out with a few drivers, and we're going to see how those penalties stack up to the end of the session there. Oh, and looks like Russell has been disconnected and is not able to get back on right now. So unfortunate for him, but we're going to still follow on through with what we got going on here right now. So we're still looking at with Badger and Liam right now. That gap is excessively close, and we're going to see how that's going to work out for him. So far so good, because the gap is being a bit constant and getting a bit closer now with TT and Raul and Badger there for third place. Actually kind of constant just between all three of them actually. So it's a fight for P2, I gotta say, between Raul, Badger and Liam right up front there. I'm gonna keep an eye on the battle and see how it goes through. So Badger desperately trying to hold up the McLaren down in the back. Also, we got Liam's teammate Leo there in 5th, over 2.4 seconds behind. So he's not too far behind as well. He might be trying to get up in this battle very soon as well. We got Kiziauda front. He's leading quite comfortably, I gotta say, because he has about a 10.7 second gap on the car in second. That's all there. So he's actually doing pretty well in this race so far. It doesn't look like this battle is going to go anywhere anytime soon, because these guys are not letting the gaps go. Liam has lost maybe about 2/10 to Badger's car there, but he's still trying to keep up as close as he can right now. And there we go, we got Badger going alongside Raul, trying to get by, and does get by actually up into P2 he goes, and Liam might be trying to get by Raul here as well. Let's see, he's not able to get alongside him as yet, but right up to the rear of that Ferrari and really looking for a gap to go with. We get a few more close gaps down in the back with Smitty and Snowball for 8th place there. We're going to keep an eye on that. Also AMG Reckless and Requas for 11th. We'll keep an eye and see how those battles progress through as well, as we're still following on with TTM Raul, trying to get by Liam for a third place. Doing pretty well actually, and just trying to keep up as much as he can, but he is coming under some pressure right now, because he does have Leo coming in 5th there. He is right up to the rear, so under a second, does have that DRS advantage to use, and we're currently on lap 8 and running. Everyone currently off soft tires, whoever were on it. And we're on mediums and hards and running through right now, and a number of drivers are still yet to make their first pit stop. Of course, they're running on a much different strategy because they've been running with medium tires from the start of the race, so they're definitely going to be running a longer stint and then doing their pit stops. We got Grimmy with another penalty there right now. We'll have a look at penalties in just a bit when we do start to have a few more pit stops happening here, which I assume should be just a little bit further down into the race, as they're trying to make these tires last as long as they can. Kisiato out front having a best race possible right now. 12.2 seconds is the lead he has over Badger, who currently has Liam just about a second behind. And gaps are starting to go away now. Leo is the only car out front right now, has the closest gap. It's just about half a second between him and Rawl for 4th position. So we're going to go on through down to Grimmy here with Snowball. He's about quarter of a second behind, and see how that battle is playing out. We also got Briefing on Frazier fighting it for a 16th position down at the back. Both of them on fresh hard tires, and we're following on board with Grimmy right now. We go and see how close he's able to get the Snowball. He is pushing as much as he can and is getting closer and closer as we watch him. Going side by side right now. Takes the outside alongside around, and looks like he got the racing line and got the position up. Goes a bit wide though. Might leave some room for Snowball to come back at him. No, actually not enough time for Snowball to get by. So Grimmy still stays up into 9th place. Gets that overtake done pretty nicely. Went a bit too wide off the exit of the turn, but overall still pretty good. Got the overtake done and got up into 9th place right now. He's going to chase after Smitty now, who's about 3.3 seconds ahead. And I'm trying to follow whatever close gaps. Oh, and a bit of contact with Snowball on the wall there. Hopefully didn't take any damage. We got Briefing Car running in 17th right now. He's chasing down Frazier for 16. Let's see if he's able to get that position up. He's doing pretty well so far, keeping up with that car. So hopefully for him, he's able to get by. We got Liam in 3rd place right now. He's trying to gain back some time on Badger at the moment. So let's actually get telemetry back on here, so we can have a look at what's going on with ERS and when they're using the DRS as well. So I gotta say, so far so good in this race. Oh, we got Bird out front for 7th. He's fighting it out with Lord, I think, for 6th position here. I think he was trying to go around the outside. He's holding it on in 7th for now. But let's see how close he's able to break that gap down. We're keeping an eye on Briefing Cow down in the back there as well. Gap is actually very, very close. I want to see if he's going to be able to get by Frazier for 16th place pretty soon. And where are we in this gap? This gap is kind of extended just a bit more. So we'll probably go down back with Frazier and Briefing Cow as they're fighting it out for that position. But just want to keep an eye, see if this is actually going anywhere between Bird and Leo right now. And Briefing Cow takes another penalty right now at the back, having some pressure coming onto him, trying to get by up that position. And let's see, he's right up to the ring using his DRS. That's just a bit of overtake he can use, but not using it as yet, and gets right up to the rear of Frazier, but not able to get alongside him to get by as yet. Needs to keep that car as close as possible and just use those DRS advantages to try and keep up with him, and maybe hopefully get a gap to work with, and maybe force Frazier going wide into one of these turns. Use his DRS, use his overtake, what he has. Down the straight they go, and let's see if he's able to get by into the next turn. Does look he got close enough. Nope, ran out the straight on that one, so gonna have to hold it back there in 17th position for now. Still a great battle between these two, getting so close and no contact between the cars as yet. So driving pretty well there, Briefing Cow. And he's pushing it through on here right now, and let's see if he's able to get it through. A bit of overtake he has to use, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to push through and get that overtake done. Has to stick it back in 17 and just play the waiting game just for a bit more until he gets a good pass to go with. And we got Leo and Bird, I think, switching positions out front, or I think they're just fighting for a position there. And we do have TTM Rawl into the pits right now, Lord into the pits as well, I think. So a few two drivers pitting out front, and that's going to change things up a bit. And they're probably going to go on tires to go to the end of the race with. Probably going to be a one-stop. Oh, and we got Briefing Cow going alongside Frazier right now. I think he made just a bit of a mistake, and that puts Briefing Cow up into 16th position. Let's see if Frazier is able to get it back. And so far, it's no good. He's going to have to stick it in 17 and hold it there for now. He has Russell coming behind him right now, though. Is Russell back online? Let's have a look here right now. Does look like he might have got connected back. And he's going to fight it out with Frazier for a 17th position as well. So Frazier down one position already and might be in line of losing another position if he's not very careful here. Oh, and Russell goes a bit too wide there. Might have a warning for track penalties on that one. He's actually gotten pretty close, so he's really looking forward to getting by here. Lost a few tenths here now, though, as they get through the first sector of the track. Let's get on out in front, see what's happening here. So we got Kiziato still leading this race. He's about 13 seconds ahead of Badger. We got Liam just about a second and a half behind. Then Leo another 6.7 seconds behind. Boyd is chasing down Leo right now for 4th position. And let's see if he's able to get that up, because all our top 5 drivers are running 10 laps on their medium tires. I guess Kiziato has gotten across the line already, so he's counted as 11 laps. And yeah, the rest of them are yet to get through. As they get through into lap 12, they'll be counted as the 11 laps on the start. Oh, we got Liam into the pits right now. That's going to change the order up out in front there. So Liam is into the pits. The rest of the grid is going to continue on for now. It puts a few drivers up in position. Smitty is up, Grimmy is up, Snowball is up. And doesn't look like AMG Records might be able to get up another position there. We're going to follow on with Smitty here right now, as he is chasing down Bird for a position up here. Let's see if he's going to be able to get that though. Frazier is still chasing Russell down back for his position, so he's lost 2 positions down at the back there. He was running 16th. He lost the position to Briefing Cow, then lost one to Russell for 17th. He's now down into 18th position and about a second behind Russell there right now. We're currently following on still with Smitty here to see if he's able to get up a position on Bird. Of course, Bird is also looking to get a position up on Leo for 3rd place and to get onto the podium here. I think that gap between Bird and Leo might get a little bit closer than Leo might want. But they're definitely trying to keep their gaps as constant as they can right now. We get a yellow flag somewhere. Someone is off track just a bit. And I'm not sure who that is, but let's get on down to Dizzle down in the back here. Getting very close to Lord. And a few pit stops happening out front. We got Kiziato in the pits. We got Badger into the pits right now. And Bird getting a little bit closer to Leo, who's now taking over the lead of the race. So Leo leading with Bird in 2nd, Smitty in 3rd, Grimmy in 4th. And Kiziato now getting out of the pits. He's currently right now. A few more pit stops down there as have a look at what's happening back out front with Smitty there and Bird chasing down each other. Oh, yeah, Grimmy trying to go alongside them. And trying to get up into 3rd position, and looks like he might be able to. He's still pushing on through with Smitty alongside him, gets up into 3rd, and Smitty coming back at him here right now. Takes the position back and goes a little bit too on the inside, and let's see how that works out. It looks like Grimmy has taken away officially the 3rd position, and up into the podium he goes right now. Smitty down to 4th. Of course, he has no penalties. And Kiziato currently running in 5th. Get a position back up here right now on fresh hard tires. Let's see how that's going to work out for him, as he's definitely going to be fighting it for a position up here right now. Down with the rest of the grid, I think we got just a little bit of a gap building between most of our cars. Cars are still within those DRS range. We got Fraser still in the DRS range of Snowball there, as well as Liam there. Liam in the DRS range of Badger, who's about 13 seconds behind Kiziato, who's for the position up. Russell has retired from the session. Where is he on track? I think that happened there in Sector 1. Not sure if we'll be able to have a right now. And there's his car on the left-hand side of the track back there. So he the race. I'm not sure if that's going to be a VSC or anything, and they might actually be able to get out of the way pretty quickly there. And we're trying to follow along in front with Kiziato here, chasing down Smitty for 3rd position. So Bird is into that, puts him up another position. So he's actually still pretty close to Smitty now, who he's going to try and fight for that 3rd position to try and get back up in the race. And let's see how that's going to work out for him. I think Leo there might have to do another pit stop. Do have to do so. So that's going to be a position up for Kiziato. Needs Smitty to get up into the lead of the race right now. Currently going side by side with Smitty. Let's see if he gets up into 3rd. And looks like he got the position up already. 3rd place goes Kiziato, and that is Smitty down into 4th right now. So Smitty not doing too bad. He's actually still in fourth place with no penalties, so he still stands a good chance of following Kiziado out in front. But we'll have to fight Grimmy for a position there. As between the two of them, we're going to have to look if they're going to do another pit stop here or not. And let's see what other close gaps we have working with. Grimmy there is actually kind of close by. Oh, we got Kiziado trying to get past Grimmy here right now. Trying to go on the inside or on the outside side. It looks like he's gotten around pretty easily. And he's got right down into third. And Kiziado is just blasting through the field. And he's trying to get back into the lead of the race. Only one driver in front of him. And that driver does have to do a pit stop. So either way, Kiziado is getting back the lead of this race here right now. But he still might be just making an overtake on Leo before he even tries to go into the pits here. But let's see if Leo is going to go into the pits on this occasion. No, he does not. He continues on into the race. Goes a little bit wide off the exit with the final turn. And still has Kiziado chasing him down for that position there. We got TTM Raul and Leo. Might be in a bit of a battle for sixth position. We'll have a look at them in just a bit. Kiziado getting a bit twitchy here and still chasing down Leo though for that position. I think he might want to try and be careful and avoid any penalties. He knows he's going to be able to get this position back up because if he does check with here, Jeff, he's you know that Leo will have to do a pit stop. Oh, and almost getting it here. Was going to try to go around the route outside, but kind of rethink that. He does have Smitty coming up back on him though, trying to keep in that DRS range. And let's see if Smitty will be able to get by Leo as well. Might try to make that an advantage for him. We'll see how that works. Akizio have a good run down here. Close enough actually to get by us. Yes, on true. Still just playing a bit of a waiting game with him. I'm going to probably see if he's going to go into the pits on this lap. And if not, he probably just do that overtake and get it over with. Doesn't really want to be wasting and losing time behind Leo right now because Smitty is catching him by a few tenths, by 2 tenths already, so that's not going too well for him here right now. We think Snowball has gotten a position as well. I think someone else there, and he's going around the outside right now, right where he got past Grimmy, and up into the lead of the race goes Kiziado there, and that's Leo down into second right now. Now he's going to be under a bit of pressure from Smitty there, who's running in third place right now. 10 laps on his tires, 14 laps on Leo's tires. We'll see how this works out with the two of them. I'm quite sure both of them will have to do. So far, and I'm gonna go down to TTM Raul here, who's chasing down Liam for a 5th position right now. We got AMG Reckless all the way up into 8th. Oh, and this is interesting. We got Leo into the pits going onto the soft tires, and I definitely doubted whether those soft tires are going to go to the end of the race. So he's going to be doing another stop. So that's going to be his strategy there so far. We'll see how that strategy works for Leo. He's now further down. And that battle is still going on. We got AMG Reckless and Sullivan. They're about within a second of each other. Lord as well within that 1 second range, trying to keep the DRS advantage alive. And Bird as well for 9th there is trying to keep it in that 1 second range as well. So far out front, we got Kiziado continues to lead the Singapore Grand Prix with Smitty running about 4.4 seconds behind. So he's already gained that amount of time off of Smitty there. We got Badger running in third. He's about 6 seconds behind there on the hard tires. And he's going to be looking to get by Smitty for pit stop. I don't think push to the end of the race. He will have a point. Even though Badger has that penalty, I'm quite sure he's going to be looking at the advantage of getting up another position here. Yeah guys, so sorry, but we're just still following on with TTM Ron and Liam to see if that battle is going to go anywhere. We got Bird actually getting pretty close to Lord here as well. We're going to follow with both of them. Oh, TTM Ron seems to be getting much closer. Going side by side with Liam right now, trying to take the inside. And let's see if he gets by. Maybe a bit of minor contact, wheel-to-wheel action with them. But no, Liam stays out in the 4th position so far. And is not allowing to take it back here. Let's continue on. So far so good between these two. I'm trying to have a look if Bird is able to get a position up on Lord as well there. Okay, that battle is continuing. So TTM Rawson's been losing some time here right now. Lawson looks like he'll be able to get that position up, and he's gonna have to stay there. Going down to Bird here, chasing down Lord for 7th position. Let's see how this is going. We got Sullivan just in front of them as well. So a bit of a three-way battle going on for 6th place right now. I think Sullivan is trying to get away from them as much as he can here. So much of a closer battle between Bird. We're going to keep Bird. Leo fighting it out for a 9th position there as well. Of course, Leo on the much faster soft tires. AMG Reckless on 16 laps old hard tires, sorry. So we'll see how that strategy does work out for him. Kiziado, I don't think he's making another pit stop in this race. Looks like he's going to the end of the race on those tires that he's currently on. So a bit of a mix of strategies throughout the entire grid of cars we have so far. And Bird is getting extremely close here right now. He's definitely looking for a gap to go by. And we're going to keep see if he's actually... Lord, he's trying to look for front of him. Worry about Bird, but I think he's worried about getting held up by Sullivan right now. So I think he wants to get by. Because if he's not able to get by, he is going to have Bird come up closer and closer to him. And he's getting much closer right now to Sullivan. About to get by, goes by, takes the outside. And Sullivan might be coming back at him though. Takes back the inside and gets the position back up. And has Bird going alongside him right now, trying to get up that position as well. Goes around the outside, not able to get the position up. And all three do stay exactly where they are. Sullivan in 6th, Lord in 7th, Bird in 8th. And he's going to continue that way. Not going to sit now. So a pretty good battle between them. I got Badger getting very close up to Smitty out front there as well. Trying to fight for 2nd position. We'll see how that battle progresses on as we still want to follow on with Lord and see if he's able to get side by side. He's trying to go on the inside right now. And still has to hold it in 7th. Running out of straights to actually get this done. So a very tight track here for Singapore Grand Prix. So always not an easy overtake to get done on most parts of this track. You got to be careful where you attempt to do this because it can end very quick as well. Up into 2nd place right now. Liam up into 3rd and Rawl up into 4th. So a bit of a change in the grid order so far. And let's see how close these guys are about to get here right now. They're all still pretty close together as we can see here right now. Both into the pits there at by a Lord right now. Goes up into 5th position and puts Lord down to 6th under pressure of getting passed by Leo there in the McLaren in 7th. And we got Grimmy coming up in 8th position as well. So let's see how this is working out here right now. Because Leo is looking for that gap to get by. He's actually pretty close. He's lost about a few tenths and he's coming under pressure from Grimmy behind. So he's being held up by Grimmy's teammate out in front now. So kind of to see how he gets out. Grimmy behind try to get by. And let's see if they're going to actually be working together. The Mercedes guys here are going to be working together to keep Leo in between until Grimmy is close enough to get by. It might be a strategy they might try to play here. Out front, I still got Kiziado leading this race and he's about 11.1 seconds ahead. So far between the three of them. So currently guys, we're on lap 20 of 21 right now. It's been an interesting race so far because we only have one driver out of 19 drivers starting. We only have one driver with a DNF so far. I got a very close gap between Lord and Leo. Once again, Leo trying to go on the inside of the Mercedes. Let's see if he's going to get that move done. And Lord is trying to push back at him. They still go side by side. Lord takes the inside on the next corner. And we got... And let's see... Oh, and be some major damage on that car. I think he might have lost the rear end. I didn't actually see if he had contact with Leo or anything there. But I think he just might have lost the rear end on that car. I'm not sure. But he's still in the race. He just lost a few positions. He's about down into 9th right now. And he will have to take another pit stop to get that front wing repaired. That's going to be a lot of damage on that car. It's going to be a bit of debris on track. So there was a minor yellow flag, I think, there. Actually, let's have a look at Grimmy's car. Also, some major damage on that front wing, as we can see there right now. He's going to have to do a pit stop and get a new set of tires and a new front wing. So that's going to cost him quite a few positions in this race. We'll see how the rest of this continues on. He's not going to play. So let's start behind him. Let's see if he's able to keep Smitty behind, or if Smitty is going to be getting close enough to actually get an overtake done, and using that DR advantage as much as he can. Gets right up to the rear of Leo's car, holds it back just a little bit, doesn't want to get too close and risk losing a few tenths by doing some extra braking here. So let's see how close he's able to get now. It looks like he has the pace to get by. I was thinking about taking it on the inside, but not doing it on this occasion. Might actually try it now. Has DRS, he uses overtake, gets alongside Leo on the outside, and looks like he gets by up into, but has some 8. And we still got Leo coming behind there in 8 right now. He's still trying to catch back up, see if he can get the position back or not, but doesn't look like he might be able to get it back. He's going to have to hold it out in 8 position. Smitty trying to push it as much as he can towards Lord and put the pressure on him for 6th position right now. We got Rick Walls down there in 12. He's trying to keep his gap under half a second between him and Brembo. We'll see if that's going to be going anywhere or not. And that is Smitty on Lord right now. He's trying to get by to the higher position right now. Probably fighting it for a podium position if he can. Currently in 6th though, has a bit of a way to go to get on through. And he's on fresh mediums, which are actually working pretty well for him. And down at the back we have Grimmy has retired from the session. Where is he right now? And I think he had a bit of an incident somewhere there as we're trying to have a look here right now. And there is, where is his car? I think we missed it just a bit there. No, we're not going to be able to see it. Probably fighting with someone or just not able to brake in time with the damage on the car. I'm not sure if he repaired the wing or not. I think he did. But yeah, that's going to be a virtual safety car for that incident with Grimmy there. As we continue on through on lap 22 of 31 right now, getting about 75% into this race. And we'll see how the rest of the race finishes up, as this VSC is going to be over pretty soon. We have about 2 cars doing pit stops right now under the VSC. Got Briefing Cow and Brembo both into the pits at the moment, and both getting onto soft tires to go to the end of the race. Green, and we're good to go. Let's see how the rest of the grid continues on through. Gap is about 13 seconds between Kiziato and Badger out front for the lead of the race. So it looks like Kiziato is running a pretty excellent race out front, I gotta say. And Liam is about 4 seconds, behind Badger for 2nd place. So a bit of a gap for him to catch up with if he does want to get that position up there. And let's see what other close gaps we have. We got Smitty about 1.1 second behind Bird right now. He is trying to catch up with him and break that gap down. 5th position of a gap. We got Kiziato, we got Snowball, and we got Requaz there. And Cheeky Giraffe down in 18. They're the only cars currently without any penalties, and Cheeky Giraffe is going to go up into 17 once he gets past where Grimmy's car was on track, as he's over almost about 2 minutes behind Brembo there right now. But got to give it to him, still running in the race, still trying to keep going and trying to finish the race at least still. We'll see how that works out for him down in the back there. We got Lord into the pits right now, so a bit of a good order changing up. We got Smitty trying to get past Board, going alongside him, takes the outside and looks like he's getting by with a faster pace and gets up into 5th position. That is Bird down into 6th position right now. And now Smitty has a gap of about 15 seconds to catch up. 14.6 seconds actually to catch up to TTM Rawl there, who is currently running in 4th. Is it possible for get onto the field? I see about time, so let's see if Smitty is going to have any sort of advantage and trying to catch up. Gap is already down to 14.1 seconds, so he's gained about 9 tenths so far within the last 20 to 30 seconds here. So it looks like it might just be possible for him to catch up to TTM Round if he keeps breaking the gap down this fast. We got about 7.5 laps left to go in the Singapore Grand Prix, and he is catching up at a very, very significant pace right now. Gap is now down to 13.7 seconds. We're going to keep on a bit with him to see how he continues on the side. 18th right now and has to probably hold it there. I don't look like he's gonna have enough of a gap to get by, so holds it on in there for now and is gonna continue on through in that position there. So Brembo up 15, a pretty good overtake done by him. But again with AMG Reckless here in 11th position as we're waiting for Smitty to break his gap down. 13.1 seconds that gap is right now, and he's continuing to break that down. But following on with Leo and AMG Reckless, a fight for 10th position right now between the two of them. Gap is about half right now. On this one, gap is now down to about 13 seconds. He's really breaking that gap down very quickly. So TTM Ron needs to figure out what he's going to do here, because that gap might be broken down very close, very, very close as we get to the very last lap of the race, and we'll see how that's going to work out when we do get there. Kind of dramatic, and it actually always works out like that, that it does take getting down to the very last lap or to the second to last lap of a race for that gap to break to less than about a second to half a second, and for a possible overtake move to happen there. So we got AMG Reckless trying to get around Leo here right now. He's right up to the rear of that McLaren and really looking to get by. Let's see if he's going to be able to. Oh, and that's a spin for the Red Bull of AMG Reckless there. Might have taken some damage, I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think he took any damage. He's gotten back going in, but Requaz has now gotten by him. No, he did not take any damage. He's still going and good, but lost a position there. Requaz is now up into 11th place, and AMG Reckless down into 12th. Unfortunate for him with that bit of mishap there. We got Smitty now 10.9 seconds behind. 7th position here if he can, and we got TTM rolling into the pits. This puts Smitty up into 4th position. Gap is now 16.4 seconds to catch up to Liam, who currently holds 3rd position for the final podium position there. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to be bringing on penalties on board so we can have a look at what's happening with that as we're watching here with Requaz trying to get back up that position from AMG Reckless. So AMG Reckless able to get his position back up into 11th place right now, puts Requaz back out in position. He's chasing down Diesel currently in 13th, and let's see, gap is about half a second. Let's see if he's going to be able to get that up. So Smitty has an even bigger gap to break down right now, 16 seconds to work with, and has just about 6 laps left to do that. So let's see if he's going to be able to do it in that sort of time. That's going to cut it really close and going to be very difficult to do as well. And this is Briefing Cow and Diesel fighting it for this position here right now. Looks like Briefing Cow is up to 13, puts Diesel down into 14th at the moment there. And let's see if he's going to be able to get that position up back or not. And now if you look at penalties, we'll see that Kiziato leads 13 seconds out front, has absolutely no penalties. We got Badger in 2nd position. He has 6 seconds of penalties. Liam is his gap under 3 seconds, and that's the only way he's going to be able to take over 2nd there right now. We got Smitty about 15.7 seconds behind. If Smitty is able to catch up and get by, he's going to be able to take away 3rd and possibly 2nd position. Depends on how this goes. If he's able to break that gap down in time, it's quite a big gap to break down. Bird there in 5th position right now with about 3 seconds penalties, and TTM Round running in 6th has about a 7.5 second gap. He's going to finish right there where he is if he's not able to break that gap down further down than 3 seconds. Snowball running in 7th right now with about 10 to 11 seconds of a gap. Then we got Sullivan with 9 seconds of penalties running in 8th. He's going to be losing out to Lord there, who's just under a second behind him and trying to fight him for that position there. And we're going to go on up to that battle right now to see how he's progressing through at the moment with 6 seconds of penalties now with Leo, who's another 9 seconds behind. So might be finishing right there. We're just having a look at the penalties as they are and how these guys are going to be finishing. We got Briefing with about 15 seconds of penalties, so a very difficult thing. Oh, actually, no, Snowball gained 8 positions as well as Bird, and Bird is up into 5th position there. So we'll see how this works out. Who's going to be getting driver of the day here? Might either be Snowball or Bird, I'm not sure. And unfortunate there that, you know, Grimmy and Russell both started 14 positions up and they're out of the race. We got Briefing Cow lost 12 positions since the start of this race. So, unfortunate for him as well. Let's get on back to tires here and we'll continue on with that to the end of the race to see how that works. So we got Lord getting very close behind Sullivan and trying to fight him for 8th position right now. Let's see if he's going to be able to get that position up or not. Currently a gap out front between Liam and Smitty, 15.6 seconds. So he seems to be having some more trouble trying to catch up to Liam actually, so might have to settle down for 4th position coming down to the end of this race here right now. So on lap 27 right now, guys, we got just about 4 laps left in the race to finish off this session here. Just 4 to maybe 4.5 laps as we're currently running on lap 27 right now, and we're still following on with Lord as he's chasing down Sullivan for 8th position. So a great battle has been going on between these two for just a bit now. Actually, a lot of battles have been going on since the start of this race, and it's been an excellent race. I gotta say one thing, I gotta give it to these guys, because with only 19 drivers starting the race and only 2 SNRC drivers, so a pretty good bunch of guys. We had a pretty great race Thursday that went by with the 100% race for TNRC here as well at Singapore, and that was with mixed conditions, and those guys did pretty well in those, on that race as well. It was actually a very difficult race for a lot of drivers, I know it was, but yeah, we're having a lot of fun with a fully dry race this evening here with Sunday Night Race Club. So these guys are driving pretty well, and I'm quite enjoying this race. I enjoyed how the race started as well. didn't have any incidents at all. This may be some minor contact between a few cars, but that was kind of expected. And a few damaged front wings maybe, some end plates off. That's penalties now handed out to drivers there. Lord is getting very, very close to Sullivan there for P8, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get by. This might actually come down to penalties as we get closer to the end of the race right now. We're on lap 28 of 31 right now, getting so close to the end as we continue on through. They're entering into lap 20 right now, and we go on through. We still got Kiziato leading the race. He's actually driven the best possible race here today, because he's now 14.7 seconds ahead of Badger, who's in second. So even if he has a penalty or two, he's still finishing on the podium here. Oh, we got Lord trying to go side by side with Sullivan on the outside right now. Let's see if he's able to get by. Maybe a bit of minor contact there. I can't tell. Some wheel-to-wheel contact possibly going through, as he's still pushing out through on the inside right now. And let's see if Sullivan is able to come back at him. So far, no. A waiting game, trying to line himself up for that overtake. And Sullivan now losing time to Lord, who's gotten by. Doesn't look like he'll be able to get that position up there at all. Going down to briefing cow here in 13th position right now. Smitty is speaking about him up front. He's not able to break that gap down lower than 15 seconds between him and Liam, so he's going to have to finish right there where he is, as we're getting so close to the end of the race right now. We're following on with briefing cow at the moment. He's chasing our request for 12th place, and this is going to be a great battle between these two, because these two are actually pretty fast. It's into 13. Of course, request has absolutely no penalties, so that's going to come into play at the race finish there, if he's able to keep the gap within 3 seconds there. So far going pretty well to the end. We just entered into lap 29, where race leaders there out front. So coming very, very close down to the end of this race here right now. Alright, so that is Kiziato entering into lap 30 so far. We're going to follow him through the final lap of the race, provided we don't have any close gaps to work with here so far. But right now we got Leo in 10th, AMG Reckless in 11th. The gap is about half a second between these two. So McLaren and a Red Bull. Let's see who's going to finish in 10th position here. And on board with AMG Reckless, he gets right up to the rear of Leo's McLaren, and looking to get by. Lost about a 2/10 there actually with that braking, what he just did. Gap is actually increased between Liam and Smitty there for third position. So it doesn't look like Smitty is able to get up that position. And Reckless just takes another penalty now. 12 seconds of penalty. This is going to affect it. Requires him moving at least 2 positions up there, I think. We'll see how that works out for him. Definitely might be moving up about 2 positions, 1 or 2 positions by the time we get over to the race finish here. Let's get back on the overhead cam there with him. So that gap is still continuing to break down. So they're still going to fight for the position going through the end of the race here. Try to fight. I think he just wants to go across the line in 10th. And we got Kiziato just began the final lap of the Singapore Grand Prix here this evening for SNRC, and he's led an incredible race. We'll have a look at him in just a bit. 15.2 seconds that gap, that is actually quite incredible. And he's kept that gap building as he continues on through the race so far. So it does not look like AMG Reckless is going to be able to get by Leo before we get to the finish line here, as we'll still continue on to follow with him here right now. Okay, so let's head on out front, because I think Kiziato is about to enter into Sector 3, and he's just entered into Sector 3 here. So let's have a look. Where did Kiziato start in this race? I really can't remember on that. So he started 2 positions down. That will be about in P3 is where Kiziato started, and has led most of this race, we gotta say, coming up to this point. And he's now built a gap of about 16.1 seconds off of the guy running in second. That is Badger there. So he's driven quite an incredible race coming on to this point. 16.22 seconds now. The gap is quite incredible, and he goes across the line for take podium. Pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix. So great job from Cristiano there, getting that position with such a big lead and a race win there. Quite a comfortable race for him, and didn't take any penalties on the race there either, so quite a good job he did. This is Badger coming in for second position. Then we got Liam coming around to take third across the line. Let's see, does he keep that and keeps it for now there? Yes, he does. We got Smitty coming around. He should be taking fourth position. So Kiziano, Badger, and Liam, that's our podium finishers so far. We got Smitty coming around for fourth position here right now. And that's easy as he goes across the line. We got Bird coming around right now. He should be taking sixth position. Does take it. We got Snowball coming around. He will be taking seventh position. So down in the back, we got Frazier finishing 15, Brembo finishing 16. Cheeky Giraffe will finish in 17th, and we're just waiting for a Snowball to go across the line to go through the rest of the grid here right now, who has quite a bit of a penalty. So someone else just took an extra penalty there, I think that was. So Snowball goes across for 7. We got Lord going across for 8 on station. Reckless comes around. He definitely will be taking 11th along there. But with Cross there is going to be going up a few positions, I think. So we'll see how that works out for him. So Reckless currently takes 11th. Briefing Cow currently in 12th as Cross comes around and goes all the way up into 11th position there right now. This is finishing down at the bottom. I think he might have gone up a position or not. We'll have a look at that right now as we get on through to the end of this. Snowball gets driver of the day, so congratulations to him for that, and congratulations to Kiziado. A great drive today to take pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix. Let's have one final look at the results before we get off the session here, guys. So let's see what it was. Okay, so there we have Kiziado takes pole position for the race. We got Badger taking second, Liam takes third, Smitty takes fourth, TTM Rawl takes fifth, Bird takes 6, Snowball 7, Lord in 8, Sullivan takes 9, Leo takes 10, Requas takes 11, Dizzle takes 12, AMG Records takes 13, Briefing Cow 14, Frazier in 15, Brembo there 16, Cheeky Giraffe in 17, Grimmy in 18, Russell in 19. Grimmy and Russell were only 2 drivers not able to finish this race, unfortunately for that. But that is the end of the session here, guys. Thank you guys for joining us on for round 5 with